Congratulations on the Newcastle result. That was absolutely fantastic. I know the fans delighted with that. Obviously now back to the business of the Premier League.
Yep.
Your debut in the Premier League as a manager.
Yep.
I wonder what's going through your mind at this stage. Obviously you're well used to it as a player, but it's a difficult game now, if you'll forgive the pun. I mean, are you excited, apprehensive? What are you?
No, you're excited, of course you are, because obviously there's a, as I said last week, there is a league in itself from 10 and down, and when you meet opposition in that that category, they're important games and you're looking forward to it. To be fair, I've had enough to think about this week. We prepared well. The lads have done as we've expected them to do. The training sessions have been good. Some hard ones, some lighter ones, so we're well prepared and fresh legs for tomorrow.
No nervousness at all?
No, I'm not going into football being nervous. Excited, but never nervous, no.
You're up against a seasoned campaigner in Sam Allardyce.
Yep.
He's not in the position I suspect he would like to be in at this stage. From your point of view, does that make West Ham vulnerable or pretty dangerous?
Look, I've got enough to think about my own team, and of course I know Big Sam. We've met quite a few times, and he deals with West Ham. He manages them, and I'll just concentrate on my team. So, but we'll both look to win the game. Of course, it's an important game for the two teams. So I can't wait to get out on the stadium. Listen to the crowd, get them behind us, back us again, like they always do here. See the lads playing football.
You've indicated the lads, and obviously Magnus alongside you. Welcome, nice to see you. What made you decide to come here to Cardiff then, Magnus? Was it the draw of the boss, or what was the thinking behind it?
Yeah, it was an easy decision for me. When I heard Heerenveen got an offer from Cardiff, it was a no-brainer really, and I went as fast as I could.
Absolutely, we're very pleased to see you. Is Magnus likely to start against West Ham?
We'll see. He's had a winter break, so he'll have fresh legs for us towards the end of the season. So more likely to not start the game this time around. He's had 2 sessions with the boys now, 3 maybe. So I'll make my mind up tonight.
Okay. And just finally from you, Magnus, I mean, you've come in now, you've had this couple of sessions with the boys. What's the feeling about being here in Cardiff? I mean, what sort of sense are you getting of the other players and being part of this team, and perhaps the mission ahead, because you'd like to move further up the table?
Yeah, it's a great lads of bunch, and yeah, they've been taking good care of me, and the training session has been really good, and it's really a step up for me.
Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ollie, what's the position with Craig Bellamy now? Is he fit, and what discussions have you had with him about his future?
Yes, Craig's been training with us now for a week, and he's looking really sharp, to be fair. So he'll be involved tomorrow. He's in the squad. So yes, he's back and available.
And has he indicated to you that he wants to play on beyond this season?
We've spoke obviously together, and I just give him my thoughts. Play as long as you can, because if you can play football and you feel that you can justify your performances, that's my job now, and of course Craig, us together to get him performing and get him back out on the pitch. So hopefully I'll motivate him, inspire him to prolong his career. Yes.
Most Cardiff City fans will see your team for the first time tomorrow.
Yep.
As good as the support was away last week, because of Newcastle.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Will they see things differently? Will they see a different sort of approach?
Well, there's a great foundation to build from. We've added a couple of things in training. We've really focused on a couple of things that we think will move the team forward and make us better. But the foundation is there, and that's ingrained in the boys over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Especially, the attitude, the team shape is great. So I've just added a few ideas going forward.
Is it a must-win game tomorrow?
It's never a must-win game at this part of the season in because you can't tell players you have to win. If you get a performance, I'm sure if you can compare the performance to the Sunderland, if you can get something like the Sunderland performance, we'll get a result. So performance is first and foremost, no matter what, because you can't think consequences all the time. We've got to develop one step at a time now and get the performance and get the team playing like we do. And but it'd be nice with 3 points, of course it would be, but you can never say to players we have to win.
We brought in Magnus.
Yep.
What is the score with Darlina and Deal?
Well, there's out of respect of the other clubs involved, I don't think I can speak too much about them, because there's other names as well. So we'll announce something if something happens.
Magnus, what sort of manager is Ole Gunnar Solskjær? What sort of coach is he?
Yeah, yeah, I've been with him for a long time, and he wants us to play football, and I think that's how it should be.
And Premier League, has that always been a sort of dream of yours?
Yeah, it's a dream for every Norwegian kid, I think, because that's what everyone watches in Norway, and that's what you're brought up with. So it's a dream come true, and it's brilliant.
The boy was very close to playing for Man United. Of course, he was there for 5 years.
Yeah.
So it must have been the dream for him. So hopefully I can fulfill it. But then I need to perform.
Ollie, just tell me a little more about Magnus as a player. What are his attributes? What will he bring to the team, do you think?
Mag is a player I've admired since he was this small. First time I saw him, he was 12, and he was about as tall as this table. And you could see he's a lad who's hungry to get on the ball all the time. He wants the ball all the time. He likes to make people play better. He likes to give him presence with his passing range, his strength, his vision. So, and now from that boy, he's now outgrown me and is bigger than me and taller than me. So now he's getting towards being the Premier League midfielder that we always thought he would be. Now it's about getting the performances on the pitch when he gets the chances.
Does he give you something that you feel you've lacked, looking at the training sessions you've had here, looking at the match tapes of recent games?
You know, I think he complements the other players we have. I think that's why I would never have signed Magnus just for signing Magnus. I think he complements who we have, and the 4 or 5 central midfielders we have now, they have different attributes. So it was just, yeah, you might just say that he's got a little bit that no one else has.
You've been here a week or so now.
Yeah.
You've obviously had conversations with local people, with fans and so on. What kind of feedback have you had? What have they told you about the place you're in, the club you're at?
Oh, well, it's the same as the first impression I got. Is fantastic, passionate fans, passionate people, friendly people. I've only had best wishes and good luck wishes. So I've been made. I've felt really welcome, and long may it continue. Let's hope so. Of course, the game tomorrow will determine a lot of the fans' view maybe on us. But it's a long way to go. Lots of work to be done, and but of course this is, as you said, it's the first time I manage a team at Cardiff City Stadium.
Looking at West Ham, they've obviously had 2 very heavy defeats last 2 games. What have you made of the matches, the tapes you've looked at, the threat that West Ham will pose you tomorrow?
Oh well, I watched them up against Man City. They played against one of the best teams in Europe at the moment, but they still caused them some problems. So in football, if you get the first goal, if you don't get the first goal, that's very decisive. So we're aware of their strengths and weaknesses. We've analysed them well, so we're well prepared. And I don't like to talk too much about other managers' teams.
Just lastly on West Ham then, Andy Carroll coming back, a well-known player they obviously know a lot about. What will he give West Ham? What kind of threat does he pose for you?
He's a very, very good header of the ball, presence in the box. He's been unfortunate with injury, so for me, for the boy, I really hope he gets fit again. That's what you hope as a fellow manager, looking at players, because I've had my shares of injuries, as you well know, so I'm just glad if he gets fit. So, but I hope he doesn't play too well against us, though, of course.
You talked about the excitement of managing in the Premier League. The reverse of that is the pressures that come with it, and Sam Allardyce is obviously feeling that at the moment. People are talking already about successors for him in the job. Do you feel sympathy for a manager when he's in that position?
I think we all know when we go into this job that it might be a 6-game contract. If you lose, you're out. If you win, you're the flavour of the month. So I think everyone who goes into this job knows results will determine your future. So I'm in similar position as he is, because we're just fighting in that second league to be top of that second league in the Premier League, if you like. So he's been around the block, so I'm sure Big Sam is he knows what he wants to do.
Magnus, just tell me about Ollie as a man that you know, and how he will cope with the attention at this club, with the pressures that come with the job.
I think he showed that at Molde. We started really bad this year. We ended up taking the cup gold, and yeah, he just stayed. The focus was the same all the time. He just was getting us playing again, and he just got everyone excited to play. And because I think there's a lot of nervous players when we were struggling at the bottom of the table, and then he just said how good players we are and just keep continuing what we did last year.
And I had to get rid of some. So we sold him to NFL. No. It was time.
Sorry, Ollie, lastly from me, you talked about Diop and possibly other players. Is Kenwyne Jones someone that interests you, that's been a link made with him? And,
I think all the names that have been popped up with us, they're all good players. I've had so many agents and players themselves that I know from before texting me, would you be interested? So let's see what we can do. My focus is mostly on working with the lads here, and then if we get 1 or 2 in, great. If not, we'll work with the ones we have, because the attitude, the foundation is here.
Thanks for TV2 then, please.
Yeah, I'm going to have a couple of questions in Norwegian, if that's fine.
Probably be the same questions.
Get those answers as well.
Magnus, kan du si litt om hvorfor du har valgt Cardiff?
Ja, han sitter rett alt med meg. Så enkelt er at jeg fikk et tilbud, som jeg sa, og det var det første jeg sa til klubben, var at det hadde lyst til å bli med på, og jeg håper at det kan fikse seg, og de var helt fantastiske, og det gikk fort, og de lot budet gå gjennom, og alle ønsket meg lykke til, så det var egentlig en ganske lett valg.
Du har fått en god start på karrieren din der. Er det litt risikabelt da, eller har du så stor tiltro til at du sitter ved siden av deg?
Ja, men hvis du har en drøm om å spille i Premier League, og du vet aldri om den kommer opp igjen, og det var som jeg sa, det var veldig enkelt, i hvert fall når det var Ole Gunnar som er trener, så var det en no-brainer.
Føler du selv at du er i kamp for?
Ja, det vil jeg si.
Kommer han til å være involvert i morgen?
Ja.
Hvorfor har du hentet han?
Det er på grunn av hans sine kvaliteter, både som fotballspiller og som type. Altså, jeg har kjent den nå i 11 år. Og det er sånne fotballspillere jeg vil ha, som har den sulten, som vil ha ballen, som vet at den må trene mer for å bli bedre, og så har den kvaliteter på banen som ikke jeg hadde, som langt over det jeg hadde. Jeg må bare lære å skåre noen mål nå, så går det bra det.
Hvordan er du tar ut laget? Tar du ut laget på bakgrunn av hva du har sett denne uka her, eller tidligere prestasjoner?
Selvfølgelig, så det de har gjort i år er viktig, men jeg har mine tanker om hva vi kan gjøre for å bli litt bedre, hva som kan tweake litt. Så det inntrykket jeg har fått på trening har vært viktig, selvfølgelig.
Når tar du ut laget?
I kveld, tenker jeg. Men jeg har sånn cirka et lag i tankene nå.
Kan du si litt om hovedprinsippene bak det laget du kommer til å prestere i morgen? Hva er dere jobber mot å få til på hjemmebane?
Nei, vi på hjemme. Vi vil gjerne trykke West Ham bakover, selvfølgelig vil vi det. Og dominere kamper. Så får vi se om vi får til det. Vi har en fantastisk støtte på hjemme. Og de har en bra statistikk på hjemme. Eller vi har en bra statistikk på hjemme. Så vi får bare håpe at det fortsetter. Det er ikke enkelt å komme til Cardiff City Stadium.
Helt til sist vil jeg stille spørsmål til begge to. Hvordan er det for dere to norske gutter å komme hit og ha hatt en uke her som manager for Premier League? Hvordan er følelsen? Er det noen som har overrasket deg?
Nei, altså jeg har vært i England i 15 år. Så jeg vet akkurat hva som venter meg, så det er ikke noe problem.
Magnus, er det noe som har vært overveldende for deg?
Nei, bare at alle dere har bodd på hotellet.
Okay, Casselberg, they're open the floor at this point, please.
Ollie, it was meant to be a final game, your last game in the Premier League.
At home to West Ham. We lost 1-0. Carlos Tevez scored. But then, yeah.
And just when you realised it was all over, the emotions that would play in the Premier League game, is that something you went through with Craig when you're just trying to, maybe getting to know him, to think? Going as long as you can?
Not those emotions, no, because that was the following season, pre-season, when I got hurt. And I just drove into the training ground and dreading the chat with the manager. And then luckily, he just came out as I'd parked and he asked me how it was. How are you doing, son? No, not too good. I need another operation. Jeg tror du kan bare gå, tror ikke. Can Maggie go now? Okay. Said I need another operation. And then we had a brief 2-minute chat and I had a new job as a coach, forward coach. So, yeah.
The way you were talking about Craig, is that he's sort of edging towards finishing at the end of the season and says now it's your job to try and show that this...
No, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't put words in Craig's mouth. That'll be up to him, but he's a fantastically talented player that we need. Fantastic personality in the group. He's been in the Premier League for so many years. He's got the experience. So for us, he'll be very important from now on till the end of the season that he's there.
Talk a little bit about sort of making talk about your first impressions of Cardiff, but now was your chance to make a first impression on a lot of the Cardiff fans. There's not pressure on getting points. Is that a bigger pressure for you, that you want to show what you're about as quickly as possible?
We still have the same players as we had 2 weeks ago. So of course for us as a coaching staff, we've tried to implement our ideas now. So it's not a be-all, end-all game, of course it isn't, but it's an important game. But if we focus on ourselves, on our performance, the results will come. Too many people are too focused on results. Maybe the last game of the season, when you need those 3 points to stay up, that's a must-win. Now it's about developing the team to play the way we want and get a performance.
How long do you think that would take for your ideas, your thoughts to come across?
No,
you've been here a couple of days.
Yeah, but I thought the Newcastle game showed me they gave me some great answers. The way we came back after being 1-0 down. We finished the game strongly compared to the league games just before, Sunderland and Arsenal, where they were hanging on for a result. Then we showed that we can turn the game round, and then we were 2-1 up. We didn't just hang on to the result. We played, we kept the ball, and that's very important in the last 10-15 minutes of a game of football you're winning, that you have someone to get the ball and get it passing, get it moving, sorry.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't your first game with Mulder in the league a heavy defeat, 3-0? I don't want to bring up bad memories. But you had a tough start before you got your ideas across and then were able to push on. I
had a pre-season then, so that wasn't the first game. So then you'd had 2.5 months to prepare. So we were I had one training session before the Newcastle game. Now we had another week, so we had another layer. So as time goes on, you'll see more and more how my team is likely to play.
Any questions for Magnus before we take him out? Any questions for Magnus?
Magnus, can you just tell us a bit about your experience at Man United and how close that was and sort of where it came from and where it finished?
Yeah, well, when I was 16, when I left for Man United, and yeah, it was a really good time for me, and I learned a lot from some big players there. Ole was even playing when I first came, and I learned a lot from everyone, you know, from the likes of Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney. They were all there, and you can just see the level you have to be at the top level.
And how long were you there for?
4.5, 5 years.
And can you remember the moment how did it come about that you then left?
Yeah, Ole asked me to leave. Ole asked if I wanted to go back to Molde, where I'm from, and I needed to play first in football at that time. So yeah, it was. So
I'm to blame again.
Yeah, so I knew he was gonna make something big at Molde, and then yeah, I went with him, and the rest is history.
Was that after 4.5 years at United? Obviously, it's a dream for kids to play there in the Premier League. Was that a tough decision to leave there?
Yeah, it's a tough decision because that's but to play at Man United is really, it's so many good players there. So I know it was difficult to get through the ranks of the first team, but I got a very good education there, and but I had to play first team football at that time, and I felt it was a good step to go to Molde.
And how much influence did Sir Alex have on you? Did you have much contact with him?
Yeah, I had a little bit contact with him during, you know, contract talks and like that, but not much else of that.
Okay, thank you, Magnus. Any final questions for Ollie before we do a Sunday session? The dailies, anybody? Okay, can I ask